are live. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 21 of Strictly Casual. Today is June 26th, 2020, and we have a very special guest with us today. We have Ryder Maldonado. What is going on, Ryder?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing? Thanks for having me on. This is
great.
a good experience, man. It's gonna be a fun time.
We got a lot of firsts here for Strictly Casual. We're live streaming to Twitch today. And we're having a special guest, which is the first time we've had a special guest on the show.
I feel honored.
It feels good.
Dude, it feels so
good.
Good
to have you here, Ryder.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. So, Ryder, tell the people a little bit about what, like your streaming and all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, let's see. My name is Ryder, as you can see at the bottom. And lately, I just recently started streaming here on Twitch. And of course, I'm just starting out, but I've been doing a lot of variety game streams. I've just been recently started Last of Us 2, but I've been doing a lot of variety games. I want to hopefully kind of turn it into more chatting streams, hopefully talk about tech and stuff like that. And I also have a YouTube channel that I've recently restarted up after a long year hiatus. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
I just recently started that up.
Yeah.
So that's I've been mainly focusing on kind of like filmmaking and film gear and tech, because that's really what I enjoy most. So I kind of want to gear my stream to that, but of course it's fun capturing fun gaming moments and stuff like that, so I'm starting off with that, but it's been fun kind of doing a variation of content so far.
Good stuff. And so, like, what's your YouTube like name, I guess, to look up, and then on Twitch too?
So on YouTube it's Mr. Hollywood, which Mr. spelled out Mister. As you can see on the bottom under my name is the Twitter handle, and so that's the same for YouTube and Twitch. You can just search Mr. Hollywood, and I'm sure it'll pop up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
So, James, we're back at it. Episode 21.
Back at episode 21.
What have you been playing this week? How have you been?
Honestly, this week I've played a lot of Destiny. Destiny 2. Went back into it with the boys. Did that. We did a dungeon this week.
Okay.
A 3-person kind of like mini raid. We did one on the moon. It was really cool, really fun. A lot of different mechanics going on.
That end battle is kind of brutal if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I had someone carry me through it, to be honest.
It was insane.
Uh-huh.
It was pretty insane. But it's cool. I'm trying to get into the grind. I just feel like exhausted by doing the daily grind of picking up all my quests and trying to get those done through the end of the day. And I just, some days I just can't do it because sometimes I just feel like exhausted.
It's a burnout.
Yeah, huge burnout. So I'm right now looking at games in my backlog to try and fish back out and see what I can get back into. The first thing at the top of my head with CD Projekt coming out this fall with Cyberpunk is The Witcher 3. Nice. I got all the DLC and stuff for it, so it only makes sense that I would jump back in. But who knows? I have so much in my backlog. I want to do the new Game Plus for Bloodborne.
Oh, yeah.
I love that game. It's my second favorite game of all time. I could replay God of War if I wanted to. Wow. I have a lot of options right now.
Nice. Ryder, what have you been playing this week?
Oh, man, dude, it's been overwhelming, because it's at that point where I look at my games library, and it's honestly where I take 10, probably 15 minutes deciding what should I get into now. I've been a lot of trying to grind Warzone. I'm trying to get into Destiny 2 with the new DLC and a new update. And I've even been going into Astroneer. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's a little space, I've been playing it with some friends. Oh, that game. I've been putting a lot of hours into that one.
Really?
But, a lot of variation. I jump around a lot. And of course, I've been doing The Last of Us Part 2, so I'm on my second playthrough right now of that.
Exactly. How long did it take you to do your first playthrough of The Last of Us 2?
It wasn't actually that long. Like, I did it probably in 3 days, but the first day I probably played a couple hours.
Okay.
And then the second day, nonstop, morning from when I woke up 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then the third day, like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
That's insane.
Yeah, I really got through it. Yeah.
I'm about 14 hours in, and it's been about a week. Or it's a week today.
Yeah.
14 hours in. Just got to the aquarium. No spoilers. No spoilers
Yeah.
on The Last of Us talk. I know it's only been like a week or so. It's way too early to talk about that kind of stuff. But it's an emotional journey I've had with it so far.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, I already knew it was gonna be like it would hit those like heartstrings and like really double down on the story they're trying to tell here. But I didn't realize like to the extent of like how, like, I don't know, it's years later, they're really just digging, and they know
it's heavy,
exactly how to
right?
get you. It's very heavy. And not
But
only-
overall positive?
overall very positive.
Okay, that's cool. Interesting.
I've seen all the haters being like, oh, I don't like this about it and all that crap. I don't get where they're coming from, most of them. And I know some people are talking about how there's some story, like interesting writing at some points. And so far I feel like all the characters have been very true to themselves, and the writing's been fine. But then again, I'm only halfway through the game, so there might be something coming up where I just don't know.
I think so.
Ryder's like smiling.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, just wait and see. We'll wait and see.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very excited to spoiler talk it off camera. Like,
For sure, yeah.
For sure.
I'm excited.
It's, I mean, I don't know. Even the mechanics, it feels so smooth to play.
Oh, yeah.
The first one, jumping back to it, is like a little chunky with all the stealth and everything. So I don't know. How are you liking, like the new mechanics and everything in the game?
I think it's extremely smooth. Like, one of the things I love about Naughty Dog is they make their games so cinematic.
Right.
Like with Uncharted 4, amazing game. It's so incredibly smooth how you can make each fight encounter cinematic, and you can do the rolls and everything.
Yeah.
And I think that this is just up on a whole nother level with the dodging and the fighting, the melee that you do. It's
The
so
dodging
cinematic.
is huge.
Yeah, it's awesome. It looks film-like, and so I think that really gets you into it when you're doing it. So I think it's incredibly smooth. Gameplay-wise, 10 out of 10. Gameplay-wise.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's glitchy. I had someone talk to me about how they thought the clickers would like notice them too quickly or something like that when they're hiding. But I haven't really noticed that. I feel like sometimes I'm able to outsmart them, and sometimes I'm just dumb and I'm not able to outsmart them. So it's like, then I restart the encounter. I'm like, oh, I know I can do this better. I know I can do it better.
Yeah.
But the laying down, like going prone, swimming, and that kind of stuff totally opens up like to new stealth possibilities.
Yeah.
And so like that part is so much fun to me. And the suppressors, oh my god.
So good. Yes, dude. Yeah. It's definitely challenging when you gotta make the suppressors and try and keep it stealth as long as possible.
All right, Ryder. So as someone who, like myself, who has not played Last of Us 2, in fact, if you don't know already, I'm committed to not buying any more PlayStation 4 titles until I get my hands on a PS5.
Okay. He wants to play them with those upgraded graphics.
I do.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Okay, truth be told, I'm afraid that if I put Last of Us 2 in my PS4, my launch day PS4, it will put the final nail in the coffin.
Oh man,
I saw on Twitter someone on Twitter, they said that it got so bad that it tripped a fuse in their house.
What?
And like turned off the lights and everything, and their entire house, and they had to go.
That's nuts.
Forget about that.
Yeah, it was tragic. So anyway, as someone who is not going to play this game on current gen, sum up your Last of Us 2 experience in one sentence.
Oh my gosh.
One sentence. Let's see. I would say an interesting experience that challenges what you feel about gameplay heroes.
Wow.
I'd say.
Incredible.
Wow.
Incredible.
I'm so excited to finish
That's not
this game.
rehearsed, not pre-rehearsed.
That was perfect.
No, that was great. That was
Chef's
perfect.
kiss.
Wow.
Chef's kiss. Okay, and that brings us to Last of Us sold 4 million units in the first week already, making it the fastest selling PS4 exclusive to date. Whoa.
That's pretty crazy. I think I saw right now it's number 10, I think, all-time best. I don't know, I think that's PlayStation exclusive, but I think it's number 10 for all time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know what number 1 is off the top of your head?
Probably Tetris or like GTA 5 or something.
Grand Theft Auto, I think. Yeah. One of those. That might be 2, but
Minecraft's probably up there.
Yeah.
That's nutty. All right. Let's get right into it, you guys. We got 2 events to cover and a couple news stories. There's a couple big news stories that broke this week.
None of them are small.
No, none of them are small. Okay, we got some interesting stuff, but let's just jump right into Cyberpunk.
Let's jump right into Cyberpunk.
So yesterday morning, 9 a.m., there was a Cyberpunk Night City Wire stream, which is basically just updating the public to where they're at in the development. Because last week we reported that they delayed Cyberpunk to November 19th, I believe. Um, so, James, sum up this event, and then let's get into some of these details about like what we got.
All right, so at the beginning of the stream, we got a little hello from one of the developers, a little bit of dialogue between him and whoever was hosting the event. And we opened with a story trailer that just kind of introduced us again to the world of Night City. We got to see a little more of that sweet Keanu action with Johnny Silverhand.
Oh yeah, baby.
We got to see a look at some of the key figures in the story and in the world of Cyberpunk. And we got to see a little bit of, like little glimpses of gameplay, like third-person driving, or we got to see a little bit of the Badlands, which is the outside the city area.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see a lot of new stuff. And it all looks incredible. Like you would look at this and say, like, this is a huge vertical slice, and it's hard to imagine that this is as big of a game as it is, really, with this amount of detail that you're seeing in the trailer and in the footage shown.
Now, to go off that real quick, they show this huge, massive trailer at the beginning. Massive as in like a lot of different pieces to it, not like massive in length.
Good content, a lot of good
content.
Right.
And at the
It's
end
it's
of
a
that,
shotgun.
yes, exactly. At the very end of that trailer, the developer said that is only from the prologue.
Yeah, that was insane.
Which was absolutely mind-blowing to me, that there's like that much stuff, and they're like, oh, this is just the prologue, just the beginning. Don't even worry about it. There's a lot more of that. I'm like, oh, what?
No, yeah, I was shocked to read that, because I know you have it here. I didn't get to see it because I had class, but I watched it after. But the fact that you put it's only prologue footage, like that's insane. You know,
for real.
We'll talk a little bit more about gameplay impressions after this event. But then that led into the announcement of a Cyberpunk anime, which is a huge deal to a lot of people.
Pretty wild.
They're working on that with... Do I have the name in my notes? I don't think I do. Oh, well. That's okay.
Netflix for sure.
It's called Cyberpunk Headrunners.
Right, it's called Cyberpunk Headrunners. Do you know the studio that's working on that?
Trigger.
Trigger?
Yeah, it's called Trigger.
Cool. I don't know what else they've worked on.
I looked it up and it was nothing recognizable for me, but I'm not like a diehard anime fan. I like some anime, so like I don't really know all of it. I'm sure that some people would be all over it. But apparently they're known for some of their action sequences, and so that animation and action sequences will translate very nicely to Cyberpunk.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so after the anime,
they jumped into a sequence around this narrative device called Brain Dance.
Yeah.
And so what basically that is a recording of another person that you play. It's like living through someone else's memories. And you live that through in a first-person perspective first, and which is like a cutscene sort of deal. But then it allows you to kind of pan out outside of that character that you live through, and you're allowed to pinpoint things that the person saw that might help in trying to figure out exactly what's going on in that memory. So it can connect you to other people, other important things that might lead you. It's almost like it reminds me of going through like a crime scene in like Batman Arkham Origins or one of the Batman Arkham games, and like trying to piece together information.
Do you know what? It's exactly like Detroit Become Human. I don't know if you guys have played that.
Yeah. The Act Detective mode. Yeah.
It's exactly
piecing together
like
with the triggers going back and forth on the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah, like to a T, it's that.
And almost a little bit of a hint of Watch Dogs. I don't know if you guys play that.
Oh,
but you know, activating the Watch Dogs mode, the drone and everything, it has a little bit of that too, a little bit. So you can see a lot of influences from different stuff, you know. Yeah.
But the level of detail is incredible. The amount of things that you're able to scan, like he scanned the gun that the guy pulled out. He scanned like a screen that was in the foreground of a store clerk. It's just really crazy what you're able to do, and certain sound signatures, and they're really like when I watched this, I was like, oh, this would be cool for like maybe 3 or 4 goes. Like it could be kind of just a gimmick, but they're really like they want this to be a viable storytelling tool.
Right. They made it clear that they were trying to not make it gimmicky, that they wanted to use it had a purpose. Although I did hear third-party impressions, like from people that played it, and said that was the most least interesting part of the gameplay demo.
It does get you excited though, for like all the other side quests that they're gonna have, because I think they were saying that they have like a whole other team working specifically on the storylines for the side quests. Yeah. So like you can only imagine how fleshed out just stuff like this is versus the main story.
I'm so excited.
And what's really cool that I just found out about this when listening to gameplay impressions is when you start out the game, there are 3 different like paths you can take. One of them is as a nomad, so you'd start out in like the Badlands, which is like the desert area, or you'd be like a corporate person, so you'd like start out working for a big company, and then the other is like you're a street kid, so like you start out on the streets and you're selling spice or selling like death sticks or whatever it is in that universe.
Death sticks. Pretty cool meme.
But one thing I noticed is the UI and the demo and the gameplay that we've seen looks really good. Very non-intrusive, but giving you essential information. I hate a cluttered UI. That is one of my biggest pet peeves in gaming.
Yeah, I feel that. Last of Us has a pretty great UI too. Not to jump back to that jump back, but I think it's minimal and it's perfect. It keeps the flow and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really all we got from the event.
One other thing that I heard in gameplay impressions I just want to notice.
Yeah.
Is I heard from Blessing from Kind of Funny. He said he can see there being another delay.
Really?
Yes, because of some of the bugs that he experienced in the demo that he played. He just said, I just don't think there's going to be enough time to iron these out with the scope of a game this size by launch.
Yeah. What do you guys think? I don't think it's going to get delayed again. But
I mean,
it totally could.
I mean, this far along, you never know, you know what I'm saying? We're so far that, I mean, they postponed Last of Us and it was just like a couple of weeks away,
Yeah.
So who knows at this point? We have to wait probably a little bit more.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know. It's launching so close, if not the same day that next gen is launching.
Yeah, true.
It's gonna be hard.
All right,
it's gonna be
quick
hard.
question.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel when it comes to games getting delayed? Does that kind of upset you guys, or would you rather it be delayed and have no bugs?
I'd rather it be delayed.
I'd rather it be delayed.
Okay, me too. Yeah.
I hate it when developers release unfinished games.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel the same. And I get sometimes on Twitter like, another delay. Like, just give us the game already. And it's kind of like, well, you got to understand that I'd rather have a perfect game and wait an infinite amount of time versus, well, not exactly, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And then getting a game that has glitches, like just be patient a little bit, a couple more weeks, and you'll get it.
Right.
I was definitely disappointed at the amount of times that Last of Us got delayed, but I got to a point where I was like, honestly, I would love it just to be delayed to next gen. I was like, that way I can play it on all of its graphics. I'm
hoping
happy
for
it came
remaster.
out when it did. Yeah, they'll do some sort of graphical upgrade for PS5 for sure. But exactly, take the time that you need on the game that you've been planning to make. Why are you going to rush a product that you spent 6 years on? A couple months aren't really going to hurt, It's going to help.
Right.
Agreed.
That's my thoughts on that.
Good thoughts.
Okay, couple things to go into more with Cyberpunk. They showed okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the last gameplays we haven't seen third person driving actual gameplay. We've only seen like
okay.
I don't think
videos
so.
of cars. So in this Cyberpunk has said it's going to be first person only, but they have shown third person driving now, which I'm very stoked about because I don't think I would have enjoyed first person driving as much.
Yeah.
Even though that's cool and I totally might do it a lot, third person driving for like longer driving trips and stuff is so much cooler. And the city is gigantic.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to miss anything.
And I heard the driving feels good.
That's good to hear.
It looks like GTA. It looks so smooth, right?
Yeah. Jeff Keighley talked about it a little bit and said that you could get out of your car and take another person's car just like in GTA and drive it around.
Oh yes, that's awesome.
So it sounds like they're trying to go for like major sandbox feel here also.
Yeah, I mean, if it works, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Everyone knows how popular GTA is, and if you're
For
making
years.
something like that, just, you know, add a little bit of things that make GTA so replayable, you know.
Yeah.
I'm even more interested to see what they're going to add in with multiplayer, something that they haven't talked about a lot.
Oh yeah,
Promised is coming eventually.
They said what 2022 is when we should expect that, which is very far out. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a while.
Hey, that's
Is
all
it
right.
full on like multiplayer online matches, or is it like co-op play with the story?
They haven't said anything.
No,
about
nothing.
what it's gonna
Yeah.
be.
But I'm hoping. Let's face it. I'm gonna put like 100 hours, maybe more, into the base game because that's that's what they're saying. It's gonna be hundreds of hours.
Well, I think that's the reason why they're part of the reason why they're waiting so long is so that people can experience that individual single player story.
So that gives me a great reason to come back to Cyberpunk after playing more games. You know.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's cool with me. We got to remember GTA 5 Online didn't launch till a while after GTA 5 launched.
That's right. Yeah.
It's been successful for years. So if there's any sort of similar approach here, it's not like they're going to lose people.
Yeah.
I'm sure they lose a couple people, but I'm sure they gain a lot of people. They'll make incentives for people to come back.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you guys want to talk about for Cyberpunk? I don't really have anything more to say myself.
Just excited, looking forward to that next episode. You know.
Yeah.
What they got.
Also, I did notice one more thing during the brain dance gameplay, which is like the memories. I noticed that they were running it on an Xbox or an Xbox Series X. I don't really know which one, but they had the Xbox controls, or who knows, they were running it on PC with an Xbox controller. I don't know, but I just noticed the control scheme. I don't know if that's interesting to anybody or not, but okay. It's time.
On to Wartable, baby.
On to Avengers Wartable.
Avengers Wartable.
Ryder, did you watch the stream?
I watched it after. Yeah, I got to see. Actually, no, I actually did watch it. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I watched it. I was a bit distracted, but I did get to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Do we want to go through it and then give our initial thoughts, or what?
Let's
just thoughts, right? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, James. Sorry.
No. You're totally fine. Let's just run through a couple of the main. What do we see? Finn?
Okay, basically, if we want to give it a quick rundown, we start off with the story trailer, revealing MODOK as the main villain and Kamala Khan as pretty much our main protagonist, I would say, of the story. I really loved. There's some Civil War political discourse going on about whether the Inhumans should be allowed to do whatever, that kind of thing, and I really like that whole argument. Like, that's why Civil War is a great movie to me. It's because of like the political aspect of it, and I think that can carry over very well into like any type of superhero game. So this will be good to see here. That's really all I got on the story trailer, but that's enough. That's enough for me. I'm kind of like that's an interesting story, interesting enough. And then we got some Thor gameplay. We can get into that in a minute as well. We can talk about the Thor gameplay. Showed heroic moves. We have, which are like the ultimate abilities, which are assault moves, support moves, and ultimate moves. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And those are like the main moves that you can either. It's more of an aggressive attack, a defensive attack.
Those are like the super moves.
Right. Which are based on the movie moves, like iconic character moves, and new ones. They have a mix of both. And then they also went over more of the gear stuff, like how you'll be unlocking and customizing your characters. They talked about how you're going to be building up a helicarrier called the Chimera, which is basically the main story. So like as you're progressing, you're going to be building this helicarrier, which is like your base, your home base, which is not really a new concept. We've seen stuff like that before in games. Then there's a Quinjet, which is like in between missions. That's what you're going to be on, going from mission to mission or choosing characters, stuff like that. There's team finishers, and there's vendors on the helicarrier. Those are the kind of the main stuff.
I like how you put it, it's like Destiny, you know? I was thinking the exact same thing when I started.
Really like Destiny.
It totally is. There's different, like for Iron Man, you got different helmets, chest pieces, armors, that all have a different type of score that is going to build to like an aggregate character level. It'll have different effects on stats and all that good stuff. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so going back, so we had
Yeah,
story
let's get
trailer, we had the Thor's hero mission gameplay. They went into a little bit of detail on how Thor plays and the way the core gameplay works.
Yeah, let's talk about
And
the
they
Thor
also
gameplay
had-
a little bit.
And they also had the co-op and war zones. So you have the
Oh,
four aspects. So
Yeah.
let's talk about Thor gameplay.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Ryder, start us off here. What did you think about
Yeah.
the Thor gameplay?
I think a lot of it did, while it did look a little repetitive, I think that, I mean, it's Avengers. That's the only thing that saves it for me, Because while, like you said, the robots look a little generic, I saw some people saying it feels underwhelming. It did a little bit, but I mean, it looks cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it looks like a fun, kind of arcadey game. So I hope that there's good rewards, and I hope that there's a lot of variation when it comes to that. But it seems fun. I think the supers and adding different variations to each character with the way they combat and the way they fight looks fun.
Yeah. I would say I'm sold because it's an Avengers game, right? It's like that's always exciting. Like, I get to play as my favorite superheroes, right? That's great.
Right.
But the Thor gameplay they showed, honestly, was like mediocre, mediocre to me. And to show,
pretty bad.
For them to show that gameplay, like they have all these missions built out and everything, but they chose to show that one makes me very, very worried about the rest of the missions in there. He literally, the whole gameplay is him
same thing,
hitting the same exact
basic
robot.
Fast 3-hit combos.
It's a smasher, It's just a button smash.
Exactly. And I mean, sure, the flying looks cool. It looks pretty seamless when he flew and then landed and stuff and would throw his hammer. That was fun. That looks cool. But the actual mission itself looked so bland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It was kind of disappointing.
It did seem a little weird that he was like flying, because I mean, I don't know if this is like accurate though. I thought it was his hammer that keeps him up when he spins it. So it was kind of just weird to see him floating there, like just holding it. I was like, how does he just fly on his own? I mean, that's
an interesting thought.
Specific, but it looked a little off based on the movies, But
all right, James, give me your unfiltered. Here's the spectrum right now. Is I think I'm pretty optimistic, and James is on the other side of as like.
I think this game's gonna be bad.
Oh.
I think it's. I probably won't buy this game unless I'm surprised by critical, good rave reviews. It just kind of doesn't look fun. You're just running around, hitting. They try and do some of the like Arkham style stuff. You see some hit indicators. But there's no like counter system even. It's just kind of like you see him get out of the way. You see these like bosses, these like on the helicarrier, these robots, and he's just kind of hitting them. There's not really even like a Destiny style weak point that we can see.
Right.
It actually worried me a little more when they did show UI, because I'm like, oh, this really is Destiny, because it showed the level and then a health bar right next to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, the team takedowns are cool, but it almost feels like they're trying to make up for lack of depth in basic individual combat with these like cool team combos.
Right.
Which are like, oh, they're cool, but how tired are you gonna get after figuring out that there are like 3 or 4 like combo moves, and you're gonna be like, oh, which one are we gonna get? Is it gonna be the one where Thor throws his hammer really hard, or the one where he calls down lightning?
Bifrost really hard. I don't know. I would say it looks fun. Like, I would say opposite. It looks fun, but it's not polished, or like it looks very rough.
Yeah.
To me.
For a game coming out in September.
Oh, hey, remember, it was supposed to already be out by now. Keep in mind.
True.
The game was supposed to be out.
They postponed it because of Corona, or because of just.
Well, I mean, or no, because it wasn't done.
Like it wasn't okay.
The beta was supposed to be in March, and the game was supposed to come out in May.
Shout out to Jess Wilson, who is sharing my skepticism for this game.
Yeah, she was not for it.
Oh man,
it just doesn't look good.
Okay, but I have to say that the actual cinematic pieces look great. Even
I
with the
noticed
character models.
hella bad frame drops in this trailer too.
Yeah, but that's like
Oh,
their
yeah.
own fault. The stupid.
Yeah.
Why would you put? Oh my god. Why would you put out anything with your game that hasn't come out yet with bad
Oh, man.
technology? Like you want it to
It's
be
just
as
gonna irk people, you know.
exactly.
Gamers are already spoiled as it is, and then you show them 720p, they're gonna be like, "This game sucks. It looks horrible."
Amen. Oh,
Also, they said you can tailor your hero to your play style.
yeah.
But what that means is that there's going to be one dominant play style, and if you don't play as that play style, you're not going to be at worth.
There's gonna be a meta for sure.
There's
Yeah.
going to be a meta for sure. Also, a thing that like makes me a little nervous is in these co-op and Warzone things. I call them strikes because that's basically what they
Yeah,
are.
like Destiny.
They're strikes from Destiny.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Is you can't have repeat characters. You can only have one of each character.
Mhm.
So there's going to be a lot of like, oh, I want to be Iron Man because he's the guy who I ranked up the most.
Right.
And so you're going to have to put in time into each one of these characters
Exactly.
just so because I'm seeing like a Destiny effect in play potentially of like you got to be
Replaying
up
things a
to
million
level.
times.
So you have to replay these strikes a million
Yeah.
times with
Like
each
the
character.
Warlock, Hunter, and the
Yeah.
Titan. You know, it's like,
Mhm.
what the heck? How am I supposed to level them all up equally?
Exactly.
That
And
would
then
be
they
really
also
interesting.
noticed
to see.
they also briefly mentioned some microtransactions. I'm pretty sure because in regards
Oof.
to gear, because they said cosmetics are earned through story content and playing the game, but some outfits are only available through the online marketplace.
Which it's interesting because at the beginning they said there would be no microtransactions in this game. And there's been a
Mhm.
lot of reports that say no microtransactions.
That actually makes me feel better.
But
Hmm.
when they said that in the live stream, that also caught me. I was like, we literally just talked about this last month. Like, you said
Yeah.
no microtransactions. I'm hoping that they say the online marketplace, that was just bad wording for being like the vendors or something like that.
Yeah.
Like when you're playing with friends and there's vendors or something like that. But I don't really know. That's like another thing, a little scary tidbit that they threw in there.
Yeah.
What else was in the trailer?
Let's see. So there's some Nick Fury cameos. No mentions of other Avengers. There's some hella bad. Oh, sorry, I already talked about the bad.
Cap did get did
Uh,
dirty.
Yeah, Cap did get dirty.
Did dirty.
Got
With
real
the
dirty.
death- how do we feel about that? Like they're killing off. What do you guys think story-wise that has to
I
do with?
think they're gonna have him come back because they made a whole
Yeah.
move set form and everything in the intro. So I don't think they would create that whole move set just to kill him off in the first 15
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's one of those things where he dies in the first couple missions or whatever, and then somehow he's back in the final
I'm
mission.
back.
That
Yeah.
way you can play all the missions with him at the
But
end.
here's what's gonna happen. I already see it. You're gonna
Okay.
be like mid levels, like if it's say the cap is 20,
Sure.
you're gonna be like level 10, and you're gonna do a strike, and there's gonna be some rando who's already beat the game and is
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
come this cap, and you're
What the
gonna
heck
be
is
like,
this?
where did
Joke
you
my ass?
go?
Yeah.
You unlocked him?
He's like, oh, don't you know? Like he comes
Yeah.
back at the end of the game, and you're gonna be like, what
It's
the
gonna be
hell?
heartbreaking. The biggest spoiler of all time.
Bad game design. Dang.
Dad says we lost Cap for off-brand Elastigirl.
Camilla Khan.
Oh god. Okay, also I want to ask you guys, what do you think? They said there's going to be a plan to bring more heroes and support more heroes after the game's launch.
Oof.
To me, this is going to be like maybe one every couple months, and
Yeah.
I honestly don't think this game is going to have a retention rate of a couple months. So my guess is we get like 2 new characters, and they're like, we're done. Like, we can't support this anymore. How are you going to
Even
throw so
that,
much
yeah.
money into it?
Yeah.
Create new playstyles, like even you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people are gonna want Spider-Man, so what are they gonna do? Have PS4 Spider-Man get up in there, you know?
Yeah, you thought I'll go back to Insomniac Spider-Man. It's
Yeah,
already a masterpiece,
exactly.
dude. I don't need to mess
Yeah.
with him in Avengers.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I don't know, you guys. That's
Yeah, a lot of people were saying, you know how in Spider-Man PS4, when you see the Avengers Tower, they said he's like, oh, the Avengers are in San Francisco, and then when they show the trailers, they were like, everyone's like, oh, is it combined? Is it the same universe? You know, like.
good
wonder.
catch. I didn't even think
Very
about
good
that.
catch, right?
Yeah, I saw it on like a post. So
Okay,
it wasn't
okay.
me.
Wow.
Um,
Overall, I left this event with a bad taste in my mouth.
Damn. I left with an optimistic vision of what it could be.
Okay. The vision is good in your mind.
No, the vision has potential in my mind. I wouldn't go as far as saying the vision's good, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryder? What's your final thoughts on it?
I'm kind of like, but one quick thing that I kind of just remembered. I think in the last trailer, there was kind of a tease of Ant-Man. I don't know if Hank Pym.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I just remember that. So maybe that's something. But I'm like,
People are real mad
all right. I'll play it.
Hawkeye isn't in there.
They're saving him for DLC.
God, can you imagine?
That's wild.
$30 and you can have Hawkeye.
Well, okay, so say there is no microtransactions.
Okay.
They're gonna make you spend like 20 hours to unlock him. Probably they won't just give it to you. Are you joking my ass?
You're
They're
gonna have to
just
grind
gonna
your ass off for that guy.
Ridiculous.
Honestly, I'm down. If it's a fun grind, you already know I'd be doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's
Dude, I'm back at
Avengers,
Destiny.
you know?
Are you kidding me? That game has plenty of problems. I'm still playing it.
Destiny's a good example of how you can have a game that's so kind of basic, but there's so much variety of gameplay, you know?
Yeah.
Another thing that's worth mentioning that I guess we just missed or whatever is MODOK is the primary villain.
Yeah. And I don't know if I like his look or not as the villain, or like how they adapted him for the game.
You don't really see him in his like big brain mode.
You just see him in a car, like with these
he's-
electronic things. He already has a kind of bigger head, but I'm assuming he's gonna go full Chungus, you know?
I would like to
Full
see MODOK a full Chungus.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Full Chonkers.
I love that. Big chunk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. To round this out, Avengers also, or Crystal Dynamics announced that Avengers will have a free upgrade to next gen, which they echoed in the event. And James, did you write this? Yeah, you wrote this.
Yeah.
You want to compile a list of every game that's confirmed to receive a next gen upgrade. That sounds like a task and a half, but I'm down to do it.
Yeah. And then it comes down to like which ones have specifically said free upgrade and ones that have just said upgrade.
We should make that for next week. You're right. That's good.
Right. Thank you.
We can take a look into that for sure.
All right.
Okay. This next one, very interesting as well.
It's
Sad times.
It is sad.
Yeah. There's a couple. Yeah. Okay. So Microsoft is planning on shutting down Mixer in July and moving streamers to Facebook Gaming. And this comes from Jay Nalla at EvoStrix. So Microsoft is sunsetting its video game streaming service, Mixer, and transitioning to a partnership with Facebook. As of July 22nd, Mixer sites and apps will redirect users to Facebook Gaming, the company said in a blog post on June 22nd. The move, Microsoft said, is a direct reaction to the company's lack of success with growing Mixer's audience. The Facebook partnership goes deeper than just watching streams. Microsoft will integrate their xCloud game streaming service into Facebook Gaming, so users can quickly play titles as they see them inside the service. Mixer customers won't be required to transition to Facebook Gaming. However, the two firms plan to make their change as straightforward and as attainable for them as possible. This is a really sad one.
It is.
Obviously people knew that Mixer wasn't doing well.
Right.
I mean, it didn't have his stream base or audience base. And so I know a lot of people were thinking okay, in the next couple years Mixer might go, and if they don't step it up.
Yeah.
But I think many people were blindsided that they found out that their platform was shutting down based off a Twitter post, you know?
That's the worst part, you know? The crazy thing is, so this is a stat, and don't quote me because I don't know if it's specific, but the reason why, a platform like Mixer fails is because there's so many streamers and not enough viewers. Because I think what it is right now on Twitch is, you think it's oversaturated. For every one streamer, there's about 20, 23 viewers, which is good. You want more people watching, you know? Things want to be different. So I'm going to go to Mixer, right? So I think it's for Mixer, it was for every streamer, there's 3 viewers, which means everyone's streaming on Mixer, but no one's watching. you know, and you don't want that. You want there to be a
You can't
high
build an
ratio.
audience like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But I think that's cause for the downfall, you know.
Right. That totally makes sense. So basically, I just wrote, obviously Mixer was not doing well, and it's no surprise that this happened. It's a shitty move, though, to have your creators find out they lost their platform they have built for years off of a single tweet. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we've literally, I saw videos all on Twitter that day of, like, streamers and content creators on Mixer, literally, like, in tears, that they are going to lose their audience that they've built for months or years, whatever it is, because they're going to have to migrate to either Facebook or back or to Twitch, to YouTube gaming, something like that. And they're going to have to rebuild their partnerships with these platforms as well. You think about how long it takes someone to get to like a Twitch partner, you know what I mean? That's a lot of hours and a lot of work. And so just to have that all stripped away and finding out on a tweet is like miserable.
Make it worse. It's worst case scenario.
It's like a breakup over text.
It's exactly like a breakup over text.
Yeah.
But worse.
But worse.
Yeah. The livelihood.
I also wrote real quick that Shroud and Ninja are about to be free agents. So, for those of you who don't know, Ninja signed a $30 million deal to switch from Twitch to Mixer. I don't know how long it was ago, like 6 months, maybe over a year. I don't really know. It's been a while. It's been probably under a year. So basically, Ninja's just collected the bag, the $30 million bag, moved to Mixer. Mixer shut down, and now he can go wherever he wants.
So he's not inclined to go to Facebook because that's where they're redirecting all the Mixer stuff.
Here's my prediction. Is that Twitch did not treat, that's a tongue twister. Twitch did not treat Ninja very well. Right when Ninja left, they cut Ninja's profile all the way out, and then when they put it back up, someone connected to it and streamed porn to his account for like 24 hours, and he was like very upset about it. Obviously, it's kind of like slandering to his name, pretty much. Yeah. They cut him from everything, so I have a feeling that that bridge is pretty burned to Twitch. My guess is that Ninja goes to YouTube gaming because he has 27 million subscribers on YouTube. He already has the following there.
Wow.
Hey, nuts.
That is insane.
It's not even effort to go back to YouTube gaming. Wow.
It's the right play, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's not even effort. He already has people there watching.
Yeah.
And then also Shroud is another free agent. He secured a $10 million deal to switch from Twitch to Mixer. Yeah, I'd say. And I would say he goes back to Twitch because people really liked him on Twitch. And there's no bad blood there.
Cool.
But we'll see.
I said that this is no surprise, especially it came out with that there's like so many racist comments through some of the managers at Mixer. Like they said like, oh, he said I'm like a slave master and you're all my slaves or something like that. It was very uncalled for. And Phil Spencer got involved. So it's just stuff like that makes me a little less sad about the service, even though that means a lot of streamers are getting impacted and getting their platforms taken away. It feels like something that kind of had to be done.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there should have been a better way to transition their creators for sure.
Absolutely.
Mixer definitely just sold out. Microsoft sold out to Facebook, and that's the end of the day right there. That's what happened. And Facebook has so much money. Even if their gaming section isn't necessarily taking off, they're going to have the money to support it. They don't need to worry about it not doing as well.
They just want to be a part of everything, you know? They want to streaming and videos, posts, all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got on Mixer.
That's all I got. Ryder, got anything else?
It's a sad situation, but that's it for me.
Yeah. All right, James, take this next one. This is another heavy one, guys.
It just gets more and more sad from here on out.
Oh, yeah.
No, this is the last sad one. Assassin's Creed creative director Ashraf Ismail.
You nailed it, actually. That's pretty good.
Yeah, best time you're getting out of me. Steps down from the Valhalla team after this weekend's allegations. He was
creative director. The director of the game stepped down.
Yes.
Yeah. big
And Neil
deal.
Druckmann, Assassin's
Yes.
Creed.
This comes from Gene Park and Ashraf himself on Twitter. This weekend, Ishmael had been exposed by multiple women with texts shown to be cheating on his wife for an entire year off and on. After this became public knowledge, Ishmael took to Twitter on Wednesday. I am stepping down from my beloved project to properly deal with the personal issues in my life. The lives of my family and my own are shattered. I am deeply sorry to everyone hurt in this. End quote. Sorry, I never began with the open quote.
All good.
But this is incredibly disheartening.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
On a personal, like, this guy's going through a lot. His family's going through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But what does this mean for Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
Well, first, before we get into like what it means for the game, I saw the tweet and I was like, "There's no way this guy's stepping down." Like, Assassin's Creed Origins was his like baby. You know, like that was like his. He was very proud of that game, and that game totally switched up Assassin's Creed for the better.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's responsible for rejuvenating Assassin's Creed as well. So I saw his tweet, or you sent it to me or something, James, and so I had to look into it a little bit. And basically, the girl that he was cheating on with posted screenshots because like of their text messages, and he wouldn't give her his real address because it was his house. He would give her the address of the company to send stuff. Like basically lied about a lot of things. And so it's sad. It's always sad to hear someone's guilty, and then it's even more sad to like read the proof and the evidence that he's guilty. It's very sad. Now, I don't know if he was told by the company that he needed to step down or he chose to step down, because I don't think he willingly would have stepped down. Obviously, this is going through a lot for him and his family. But like I said, Assassin's Creed Origins was literally his child, and I'm sure Valhalla he has a huge influence on that as well.
Yeah.
And Valhalla is probably my second most hype of the year now, right under Cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited for it.
It has some like kind of God of War stuff, God of War themes with the God mythology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All the Norse.
I'm very looking forward.
But I don't know. It's just sad to hear. But like you said, James, the question now is, what does this mean for the game itself? And will it stick to its original release window? Because it doesn't have a date, right? Just a window?
Yeah, I just had a window.
Okay.
Just goes to show, you do something and you always feel like it's insignificant, but then you don't realize how it affects all the people around you, especially in this case when you have such a huge important role. You try to keep your business away from life, but make one wrong mistake and everything falls apart. And now we're bummed about it, so it's affecting us too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'll get delayed. Or, I mean, if it does, it won't be because of this.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be people filling his shoes, and it's not like he's the only one working on it. It's a huge team.
Yeah.
It's an Assassin's Creed game. They have literally all the money in the world to spend.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got.
I don't have anything else.
It's sad. I wonder who will replace him. That's another question.
Yeah.
Or if they will. If they just drop his name altogether.
Do you think there could be a chance, excuse me, that he comes back?
I don't. I think it would be bad for the company's name. I think too many people would slander that decision. I think it's too late for that.
Very good.
It's already over.
Yeah.
Failed, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Live and learn.
Live and learn, I guess.
This one I'm pretty excited about.
Go for it, Vin.
I'm pretty damn excited about this. Crash 4 announced, baby, as a part of Summer Game Fest. Are you guys Crash Bandicoot fans at all?
Yeah,
Not
I'd say.
particularly.
I think I am specifically. Oh,
Do you
there's a
have
disc-
this in there just so you can bring that out?
Yeah, dude, I looked around. I have 3 copies of Crash 2 and 3 copies of Crash 1.
Why?
I mean,
Beats me, dude. But okay, if we're talking about childhood games right here, Crash is up there. The original Battlefront is up there.
Yeah.
Like all that on PS1 and PS2. That was like it. That was all
I think
played.
for me, it was Spyro instead of Crash Bandicoot.
Okay.
Wasn't a Spyro. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot. Because I think my mom had the first PlayStation. So as
Oh,
soon as
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I grew up, it was just nonstop PlayStation. I mean, sorry, nonstop Crash Bandicoot with the racing and the
Uh-huh.
the classic game. Yeah, that's literally the first image I have of video games is Crash Bandicoot.
Same.
Well,
That is like that's the earliest memory I have playing games
Yeah.
is Crash.
That's pretty cool. Finally a
My
fourth.
first memory is back in I had a PlayStation 1, right?
Mhm.
Like Crash Bandicoot. There was this Mega Man game for PlayStation, and
Uh-huh.
it was I don't remember the name of it, but it was Mega Man. It was a 3D Mega Man game, and you start out in this dark ass room, and it was scary because it like they couldn't render enough of this room because of like the graphical capabilities of the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So it literally looks like you're going through like a dungeon crawler, and there's this like fog of war, and enemies will just like pop out of this like black darkness,
Okay.
and it was scary as hell.
Yeah. That
I-
sounds scary.
It was
intense.
hard for me to play it.
A childhood traumatic gaming experience.
Also, my first gaming experience.
And that's why you like Bloodborne now, dude.
That's why I like
I
Bloodborne.
played all these kiddie Crash Bandicoot games as a kid, and now I can't even beat the first Bloodborne boss. It's conditioning.
You're just getting vengeance on Mega Man.
That's what it is. Yeah, basically. Okay, so basically, Crash 4 is called It's About Time, which is fitting because it's about time we get a new Crash game. And it seems to be it's staying very true to its original style of game. It's not totally like reinventing the wheel here. You got classic platforming, multiple diverse worlds, different suits. You can play as Coco and Dr. Cortex. There's wall running, rope swinging. James, you wrote there's a lot of Indiana Jones boulder style running away from big things. Yeah, that's classic.
All.
That's very there's literally I think the first or second mission in Crash, the second half of the level is a giant boulder chasing you, Indiana Jones style.
Yeah.
And it gets faster and faster as you go or something.
Oh, I found the Mega Man game. It's called
I'm
Mega Man Legends.
Mega Man Legends.
Oh, dude, you should have pulled up a photo of the cover.
Dude, I would, but honestly,
I'm
I'd
just-
probably mess up. I'd mess up the OBS thing. And then you can also slow down time in this game for platforming purposes, which is cool. I don't think I'd pay $60 for a new Crash game because that's just not my cup of tea really anymore, but I'd definitely buy it on sale. Yeah.
Same for me. It looks pretty fun, but
Yeah.
I as hyped I am for like a new Crash game, that has to be probably bottom of the list mainly because of all the AAA games.
Sure.
that
Sure.
are just filling up my head.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
All right,
I am
Crash 4.
more likely to play a Ratchet and Clank than a Crash. And maybe
okay,
they'll
yeah.
have
Absolutely.
different leagues entirely.
Yeah, those are totally different pretty much.
Never mind them.
Crash Bandicoot's very linear. In like I know Ratchet and Clank's a linear game as well, but it's like literally
One path.
linear. One path. Like that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Jess Wilson says, "Wait, so Vincent, when you played that one scene in Uncharted 4, what was your reaction to the Crash Bandicoot?"
Oh my god, I cried. Are you kidding me? Nate and Elena on the couch, and you see the PS1 controllers. Literally, it was so cool. It was very cool to see that. And then right after that, I restarted the whole mission to play it, and so I had my dad play it, like as Nate playing it,
That's
and
so
he thought
cool.
he thought it was awesome. Because lots of memories playing Crash
Speaking of,
all the time.
Crash Bandicoot Easter eggs. I don't know if you have, but of course, no spoilers. For Last of Us 2, have you seen the Easter eggs? I won't say unless you know what I'm talking about.
I have
I've
seen
seen-
a lot of the Uncharted Easter eggs, but I haven't
Okay,
seen any
nice,
Crash
yeah.
Easter eggs.
Oh yeah, no, it was just that. That's what I was talking about. The
Okay.
Uncharted stuff that you can see all around.
Yeah,
the
there's a
place.
lot. There's a lot in
I
there,
know.
and it makes me so happy every time I
Yeah.
come across one.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
pretty great. Okay, that's all I got on Crash 4. Exciting stuff,
Yep.
and I believe that comes out sometime in September, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, next story. EA is doubling down on Star Wars franchise, This comes from Eddie Makic at GameSpot. After this huge success of Star Wars Battlefront, both 1 and 2, Galaxy of Heroes, the mobile game, and Jedi Fallen Order, the company plans to double down on Star Wars as a franchise. EA CEO Andrew Wilson says, quote, "Up is my hope, up and to the right," end quote. Says where he hopes the company will take Star Wars in the future.
That's
Which is a good sign for me as a Star Wars fan. Hopefully this doesn't mean more pressuring to release Star Wars games quicker, right? Hopefully with no foreseeable films coming out soon, this means there will be less of a delay. Because I know a lot of Star Wars games in the past, like Battlefront 2 and Fallen Order, wanted to be released before major films came out in order to ramp up hype and follow those hype trains. So I'm hoping that there will be more free of those release windows going forward.
I have a couple concerns about this. I think there is such thing as Star Wars saturation or oversaturation.
Yeah.
Where the specialness of Star Wars goes away if there's Star Wars games every year, or I feel like we had a couple years in between Battlefront and Fallen Order, and that was plenty of time to like be hyped again for a Star Wars game. And I think Fallen Order is incredible. Don't get me wrong. I don't think having a Fallen Order every year will be like interesting. You want that space in between, and having selective few Star Wars games spread out is way more exciting than just Star Wars. Because we're getting Squadrons, and my hype is low for Squadrons.
Yeah.
As is mine.
It's looking all right, because like it's you're taking the multiplayer match from Battlefront 2 and you're making it its own game. Like that already wasn't as exciting as it was. I could never get into a lobby when I wanted to try it,
Yeah.
So I anticipate not that high of a player count when the game slowly dies down,
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it really is though, because I feel like the gameplay trailer didn't really do it justice or anything. But yeah, I don't know. I think spacing out Star Wars games and Star Wars content and all that is the way to go for sure.
Yeah. You guys anticipate a Battlefront 3 in the future?
I don't know. I don't really know.
It's hard for me to say that I anticipate a Star Wars Battlefront 3 because I don't know what they would make it out of, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. They've already done
everything
films, so it'd have to be like, oh, this is Star Wars Battlefront, but it's only for like Star Wars Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels and all like the sides. So and I feel like it would be too much of the same.
Yeah.
For it to call it Star Wars Battlefront 3, as much as I would like the gaps filled in content-wise in Star Wars Battlefront 2, like I wanted Ahsoka Tano, I wanted Captain Rex, I wanted all these characters that you only see in Clone Wars and Rebels and the shows that not everyone watched.
Here's my quick Battlefront guess. They've said they're done updating Battlefront. It's gone. It's over, right? Or have they done the last update yet? I forget.
They did.
They did. Okay. So they're done updating it. It is what it is. It is so great. It is a great game now, because it launched like very crappily.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun now. But my guess is that after next gen releases, they're gonna announce a little update and do a graphical update to Battlefront. That's my graphical update, and maybe we'll get like a new hero to incentivize, like a final hero, and that's it, just to bring the player base over.
Remember, they did have to have that patch for next gen compatibility in before July. And
no, that was for new games, right?
Oh, that was for new games.
Actually, no, I have to reread that. There was a very specific wording where I couldn't tell if it was just for new games or for games planning on upgrading or stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima, those are going to have graphical upgrades, and those came out after that date. So I don't really know how that's going to work. But I don't know if we'll get a new Battlefront or not. I think we'll get another Star Wars shooter though, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Down the line.
Star Wars,
Well,
maybe a Star Wars Commandos.
Yeah.
I
something
would
like that.
love Star Wars Commando
right,
or
or-
Republic Commando 2.
Yeah,
or
Republic
whatever.
Commando. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Mhm.
I want to see the revival of 1313, like a spiritual successor.
We'll never
Oh.
get it. Those assets got rolled into Fallen Order, right? So we
Oh,
really
did they?
won't see it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still, I
So,
want
so
it.
we saw a little bit of it.
We saw, I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
Um,
oh no, go for it. Sorry, I cut you off.
Ghost of Tsushima has gone gold and is ready for its July release window. This comes from Jeremy Winslow at GameSpot. Developer Sucker Punch Productions has announced that its open-world samurai game Ghost of Tsushima has gone gold. This means the game is ready for disc production and won't miss its scheduled July 17th launch for PlayStation 4. It is set in stone.
Mhm.
The studio shared the announcement on Twitter with a collage of the many developers working on Ghost of Tsushima while stuck at home in quarantine due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. The team says it's thrilled to make the announcement and can't wait to get it into your hands next month. Where's the hype level for you boys on this?
Hit me, Ryder. What do you got?
I mean, all I can say is the Game Awards next year is going to be pretty hype. Like,
You guys
you can
have to
imagine
go.
the
have
orchestra
to go.
score. Dude, it's going to be nuts, man. Like, the actors that are going to be there, the people nominated. Like, this
Mhm.
Game Awards is going to have, it's going to be a tough one. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the beautiful graphics and the creativity of Ghost of Tsushima, and then you have the hype and controversy of Last of Us. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know what, I guess Cyberpunk, I don't know if Cyberpunk fits for this next year, but
It'll be there.
It's too
it
late.
will?
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I thought that should write out like a date after. That's why I saw that post. I don't know if that was true though.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, but either way, with these two games though, especially, I mean, it's gonna be a tough one. You know, like it could be like one of those, twists where we see Ghost of Tsushima taking it, because it really seems like, I mean, you guys have seen the videos. You talked
yeah.
about it, the
Yeah.
graphic, the creativity. One of the coolest things about it that I'm excited for is the wind, how that takes your path. That right there. Just
Yeah.
I'm super sold. After I saw that, that was it
Right.
for me.
The way they have you navigate this open world is incredible.
Wait, okay, so Ryder, me and James asked each other this question earlier, but we gotta
Mhm.
ask you. Are you
Yeah.
gonna play it in English or are you gonna play it in Japanese with
Oh,
English subtitles?
Dude, like
Because
I'm
that's the
not
great
one
debate.
for I'm usually like basic, just take it entry level, but because they did this black and white Japanese talk, I have to.
I know,
Like,
I'm
that's
kind of
so
thinking about
creative.
it.
That's awesome. Like
Uh-huh.
like just read the captions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get you immersed to the classic, Jedi Geki, old school filmmaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets me excited. So yeah, I probably will.
I'm kind of thinking I'll do it in English the first playthrough only because
Okay.
the
Mhm.
voice actors, like I know some of the voice actors, they're
Oh, right.
familiar.
Okay.
So it'd be cool to hear them. But
Yeah.
right when that story ends, black and white is going on.
Black and
It's
white,
going on in
Japanese.
Japanese and with the English
Samurai.
subtitles. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I'll play it just like in Akira Kurosawa movie, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
It's gonna
awesome.
be awesome. But I'm very excited for this game, but
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna wait for PS5 on this one.
Okay.
As
They're
am
doing
I.
a next gen one. They're doing it for.
I'm sure they will. They haven't
Okay.
announced it for sure yet, but they'd be dumb not to, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I agree.
I
I
have
can't wait to
on
play
that
on
too.
PS5.
That's right.
All right. Anything else on Ghost of Tsushima?
Nope. Hit me with the next one.
They made Pokemon League of Legends.
Just like that.
Right.
They made Pokemon League of Legends.
Yep.
They made Pokemon League of Legends.
Okay, one more time. So
They
everybody
made-
knows.
I'm gonna
Pokemon
loop that.
League of Legends. They made Pokemon League of Legends.
Okay, we got it.
The game
So,
is called Pokemon Unite.
Pokemon Unite. It's a mobile game,
And it's on Switch.
Nice.
and it has no release date.
Quiz. But why?
Uh,
It's Pokemon's most disliked video on YouTube. Over 170,000 dislikes in 24
Oh my
hours.
I'm gonna do a quick update on that. Pokemon Unite.
Wow.
Let's see how many dislikes it has now in 2 days. It has
Over 200.
24. Oh wait,
40.
that's not the right one. Yep,
Top five bro moments in gaming.
240,000
What?
dislikes now.
Horrible. That's atrocious.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know, man. This could be
Bruh.
great if it's a free game. I'd try it out. I
If it's
honestly
free-
don't
if
actually
it's
see the
free,
hate.
I'll try it.
I think this is a fine concept for a free game.
Yeah.
I think so too.
You evolve as you go, League of Legends style. You know, you're trying to capture
Oh,
Pokemon
yeah.
and bring them back. Like,
You
I was
get
like,
to level caps and you evolve.
yeah,
So like by the end of it, you're like full evolution. That'd be cool.
maybe in theory, yeah, sounds
In
cool.
theory. All right.
That's it.
I'm not one for mobile games personally because
Me
I
neither.
used to have a lot. Like, when Pokemon Go came out,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
too much time was consumed already on social media and the apps. Like, I don't
Amen.
think I can do it. You gotta wipe them off the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Take a-
anything, I'll get on the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, James, you're hecka excited about this next one.
What? I'm not.
I'm not really either. I thought you were. Okay. Anyways, fine. Dude. Oh, all right.
At Halo on Twitter, tweeted out a signal detected, in which there's an audio message playing that confirms that Halo Infinite's primary enemy will be the Banished.
The Banished.
If you're like me, you had no idea what the Banished were.
They're gorillas in suits.
It's
Those things?
I-
With the hell silver
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
they have a description of what the Banished is comprised of,
Okay.
and so this, first of all, the primary antagonist in Halo Wars 2, kind of an obscure game to pull an enemy from, because I feel like not a ton of people played Halo Wars 2.
Yeah.
I loved Halo Wars 1. I played that all the time back in the day. Always wanted to play Halo Wars 2, just didn't get around to it.
Sure.
It's a faction comprised of brutes, hunters, elites, grunts, and engineers. So it's the exact same damn races in the Covenant. So I'm really having trouble. Okay, so I know for a fact that the Banished is commanded by this brute. I think his name is Axios.
Okay.
From Halo Wars 2. He's the guy on the cover of Halo Wars 2. And I think he died at the end of the game. I don't know.
Okay.
All we know is that this is the prime. I guess it's almost like a return to form for the game, because in Halo 4, the enemy was like they were like Prometheans or something like that.
So how many Halo games have you played? All of them?
I've played 3. I played 3. I played ODST.
Mm-hmm.
I played Reach, and I played 4, and I think that's it.
So I just downloaded the Master Chief Collection because it's part of Game Pass.
Sure.
And I've
Nice.
only played Reach before. Doing like couch co-op with a buddy on the 360.
Sure.
So I'm excited to actually play through 1 and 2 now. Like, because I've never
Mhm.
played those before. I'll probably redo Reach. But 3's not on there yet. But I want to replay them. Because I'm hyped for Halo Infinite. I just don't have the story background to play it. Have you played
Yeah.
them, Ryder?
What's that?
Have you played them?
Oh, I probably played 3, 4, and 5. I don't know if I played ODST, but I started late. I wasn't really too into Halo, but probably around 4 and 5. Those are my big ones that I played a lot in high school.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I loved ODST. I thought that was one of the best stories that they did. It was really dark and
Yeah.
gritty.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for Halo. So I mean, I'm definitely gonna keep up on it. Hopefully
yeah,
they
sure,
release
yeah.
it for PC.
So iconic, you know?
Yeah.
I remember seeing when the Game Awards, the footage of when they announced the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
You saw Master Chief, and that was probably the most
That was hype
hyped
as hell.
we got, you know? Because
Yeah.
that's the iconic game right there. That is, whenever you
Right.
see that, it feels like a different level. So I
Mhm.
think this next release is going to be something else, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Honestly. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's gonna be like one of the first big flagship next gen games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
especially it's huge for the Xbox Series X,
Yeah.
because their AAA title lineup right now is slim pickings.
Yeah, totally.
This
Alright.
is the last story on
The last
docket?
story, I would say it almost fits under random fun stuff, but it kind of made it onto the main docket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll take it. Okay,
Yeah,
so Animal Crossing New Horizons July update trailer is released. There's swimming and diving features, new sea creatures, eels, starfish, scallops, anemones.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you, Finding Nemo. Pascal the otter makes a return. He's coming back to the island, boys. Gulliver gets a pirate-themed outfit. That's awesome. I cannot wait to do that. Get that.
Yeah, it's a whole new thing. Like he has a whole he gives you something for helping him. Now he has like an objective. Yeah.
And then there's another update expected for early August. After that. So Animal Crossing's keeping that content coming, baby.
I like it. All right, be honest. Are you guys still playing it?
I'm playing it less than I have, but I'm still playing it like twice a week.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't kept up with it. Sadly.
I dropped off maybe 2 weeks ago. I had 1 week where I made about 9 million off of turnips.
What?
And then I retired.
Dang, that's nuts. I think Astroneer became my new Animal Crossing.
That's fair.
Wait. So just tell me a little bit about the core gameplay loop, or what you do.
Dude, it's both tedious, but also so satisfying because it's basically it's a crafting. You find resources around the planet. You can build, printers, which give you more things, which give you more resources. So it's an endless loop that you're constantly growing and expanding. And so it's not really a game that you would play by yourself since you probably get too bored. But I've been playing it with friends, and oh man, it's been so addicting. And they just added a new update, so it's all self-autonomous now. So it's
Is it
fun.
still in early
That's
access?
sick.
No, it's I think it's fully finished now. It's a full thing.
Cool.
But
I'm gonna have to check that out actually.
Fun arcade game, kind of like that. It's fun though, addicting too.
Sounds dope. What do you play it on?
I've been playing on the Xbox PC kind of.
Oh, gotcha.
Not really that,
Yeah. Wait, so is it? Oh, we lost.
Cool.
Oh, we got a quick little freeze up.
Oh,
little freeze up. Okay, are we good?
Yeah.
We're back. Yep, that was definitely on me. We got 275 drop frames, so that was definitely on my end.
Wow.
Before this baby blows up, yeah. Okay, back in the green. Looks like we're stable again. Okay. Anyways, now, honestly, you guys are blowing me away. We still got a big how's the stream looking, you guys?
I got the stream up and it looks better.
It looks better now. Okay.
We're back.
We are back.
We
got a couple ums in the chat. Anyways, I am pretty thrilled actually about how this went. This went really well.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Ryder, thank you so much for being on this week, dude. We really appreciate it.
You guys enough. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
Man. Plug your stuff one more time because we have. Dude, you guys blew me away. We have 11 people watching on Twitch right now.
Dude,
shout out to all our viewers.
Yeah, honestly, way more than I was thinking.
I see you.
Jeff.
I know.
So yeah, Ryder, plug your stuff one more time before we throw out this outro.
Right. Well, you guys can find me here on Twitch, Mr. Ollywood, Master, and then Ollywood, ALEWOD, and then on YouTube, Mr. Ollywood, spelled the same. So looking forward to more variety gameplay on Twitch and hopefully more filmmaking content coming to the YouTube. So looking forward to that.
Epic. And James and I, we've been streaming a little bit more too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have. We streamed some Valorant yesterday.
Oh yeah.
That was a good time. We got our
first
cheeks clapped.
My first stream was destroyed for some reason. The audio was bad, so I had to restart it, and then it was perfect, which is great. But
it took 45 minutes to get it going.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
That's the way it is.
The growth never stops.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 21. We will see you next week around the same time. We don't know exactly what time we're going to be streaming it consistently yet, but we'll get that to you. Probably around 9:30.
Yep. If you haven't already, follow. Give it a follow. Hit that notification bell.
Follow for sure.
And then we're going to link all of Ryder's socials and our socials right underneath too.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
And we're going to stay live on Twitch for a little bit longer. So peace out to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next week.